everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of the British Empire in Stellaris. Last we left off, we were doing some stuff such as setting up a frontier outpost, and I actually let I'd say a lot of time, maybe about 2 years in game go by, and we finished some technology. We are now allowed to upgrade our our spaceports, to level 3, which allows us to make destroyers. And I was planning to make a destroyer, not this one, not cat class, but rather make our own once we finish basic combat roles and maybe another weapon. I'm not quite sure. I was also researching deep space outposts, and we finished our last influence technology, so I figured we'd go with the next one because we're going to need a lot of frontier outposts to fill up this territory over here. Besides that, I was going to let it keep on rolling, and then we discovered what looks to be a pre-space alien civilization. There is evidence that they have harnessed the power of the atom, and nuclear weapons may be prolific among their many divided nation-states. The possibility of a sudden, self-inflicted extinction event is high. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. And that we shall, eventually. But for now, we're just going to continue exploring. So we're going to save game. Like I said, besides that, not much is going on at the moment, but we are certain, absolutely certain, to be making a new ship here anytime soon. Their current build is pretty terrible. In fact, if we look at its damage, 10.97 compared to our Corvette's 6.51, it's not actually that much, but we can definitely fill it out with some better stuff than just these crappy tier 1 mass drivers. Like, geez, what is this? Fleet order finished. Why don't you make a mining station over there? So yeah, we made our frontier outpost here, which is kind of blocked in our friends over here, but you know, what can they do about it? Nothing. That's what they can do. Our trade treaty? Oh. Well, why don't we renew that? That was probably a technological trade treaty. So let's see. Why don't we go by friendliness, you know? Offer research agreement. Yep. Ooh, and migration access. See, if I just offered migration access, no, they wouldn't do it. But, yeah, why not? Well, we might lose some people, but whatever. It'll be nice to be an equal state, a democratic state, maybe? No, we're not democratic. We're an empire. Come on. Imperialism for the win. Okay. So besides that, let's check on Alpha Centauri over here. It's busy filling in its places, so we should probably... I'd say we should clear this, but I think it's more important that we continue upgrading these spaceports. First and foremost, we need to upgrade that one to 2 over there. What about Earth? Earth can obviously make destroyers now, but we need to wait at least 9 months so we can get those basic combat rolls, because those are really useful. You don't really think about it, but plus 10% weapon damage and plus 10% fire rate, or the other one for defense, is really useful. Okay, we've encountered the Tendrakian Kingdom. Wow, and they're the first empire that we have met that is not to the west of us. Holy crap. Okay, so this is both an enormous occasion and one that means that we really need to get to work over here, because they are expanding in all directions, and they seem to be quite big. And that's 6 planets right there. So let's see. We are the Tendrakian Kingdom, a peaceful nation ruled justly by our beloved queen, Froloxen I. I do not know what barbarity your bizarre species is capable of, but we hope future grievances can be settled through dialogue rather than violence. We will fight for our right to exist, Tendrakian. Well, that was really the only option. But anyway, we need to get on it over here. We need to get on it. So speaking of getting on it, why don't we, now that we've... Well, yeah, for the most part. Also, if we go over here, I don't believe that we can. It has to be within our borders. Which, that may never actually happen, to be honest. But why don't... Oh, in the hopes of expanding out this way, why don't we build a frontier outpost right there? Looks good to me. Is this a small ocean world? That's very small. Alright, engineering research. Railgun. Well, now that would be classified under the useful category. So do we have any other weapons that could possibly compete? Well, actually we do. 9.76. The autocannon is pretty much going to be 9.76. Wait, is the autocannon actually better? Technically it is, but let's see, 60 to 66. This is 25 to 84. The autocannon just fires more often. And the railgun has a range of 40. I'm sure the autocannon does not. It has a range of 30. Still pretty good. 75% accuracy. This is actually lower accuracy. It's pretty interesting. Power usage is 30. And power usage is 20. Wow, that's pretty considerable difference. So as useful as railguns are, not on our latest ship anyway. So let's see, we're getting 6 months until specialized combat computers. So until then, I'm just gonna fast forward through some time. But research for special combat computers was done anyway. So we're just gonna take a really quick tech just to get it out of the way. And now let us create our ship. So like I said, we are going to, now I should say, return to the Elizabeth class. And that is what our destroyer is going to be called. So we're going to get rid of the Gato, the cat design, and we're going to go ahead and take a destroyer. Elizabeth class. And let's see, we're going to figure out what's the best for us. So let's see. We could put Faithbreaker. And this is going to be quite an arduous process, but we'll figure it out. So this big one's actually better by quite a bit, and it's pretty cheap as far as power usage goes. So I think it's within our best interest to put this huge ass autocannon right on the front. Yeah, look at that bad boy. I mean, I know we're the British Empire, but America. So let's see. So that's a range of 30. Now we could have two smalls. And that's at a range of 26. But wait, why would we? See, I don't really just want to use a bunch of autocannons because we could get this up to, 14.44 damage. That's quite a bit. What if we did this and we put on? See, that's pretty close. But at the same time, we could just as well put that 14. Well, we don't need another autocannon, but 2.57 gives us armor penetration. Should be 13.39. What might be used. Sorry, something interrupted me. I'm not really sure where we're at, but let's go back to. Oh yeah, Flash Bulwark, and we were gonna check out point defense. See, does point defense actually increase the damage? That's the true question. I've never used point defense before. And, this isn't a huge ship, so I don't even know if it needs point defense, to be honest. Probably not. So why don't we instead go with another autocannon and nuclear missile, maybe? Yeah. Because railgun's not going to be useful, and it's going to take a while. So how about we go with this setup? In fact, we could even go with 2 of them. Why not? Why don't we just go with that? Actually, scratch that. What if we did this? About the same. And why don't we do that? Because that increases the range by a lot. And that's fairly important. So we do have cold fusion, which is very nice. We take that, and we do have crappy shields. Fair enough. So in fact, we may not even need. Because if we just take 1 cold fusion, if we take, how can we do this? Let's see. See, even if we did this, we got a bunch of deflectors. We're still having 15 left over. We just don't really need that. But then let's see, how many shields do we have? Let's see, this is, everything here is the most it could be. Oh, that increases a lot. Yep, everything's good there. So let's see. We do small deflectors, and that's 150 shields. We do this, put that there, still 150. So that's the same. Faithbreaker, that's the same. No, we really didn't check out any of these other ones. This would give us the most utility spots. So what if we did 3 autocannons, for example? Not even close to the amount of damage. Okay. Just kidding. I was just joking, of course. I'm not going to do that. So yeah, not going to do that. So let's see, instead, we can definitely do... Why don't we just do this? Put deflectors there, and we put some nanocomposite armor there. There we go, that's actually a perfect setup. And how much does that increase armor by? So, only 2 armor, whatever. We have Elizabeth-class destroyers. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're cooking. And we can't build any yet, so I'll fast forward to when we have built one. And actually, before I do that though, quick to notice, we've noticed, besides the 10 Draken King over here, we have noticed the Ix-Idar Star Collective, so that's interesting. But anyway, continuing on. Here we go, folks. With the sun behind it, we have the HMS Jaeger, an Elizabeth-class destroyer in all its glory. Looks pretty chill, especially compared to other corvettes over here, if we decide to merge them up. And there we go. It has like what, 100 and how much firepower? Oh, where does it say? 118 compared to each one of these Isabella classes at 35. That is quite a bit. So go to the back here. So once we create a bunch of those, we should be ready to fight the Nazis. Oh, excuse me, the Fourth Reich. Big difference, of course. So we're gonna have to get to work on building those, and once we have a full navy, we should be able to go get them. So until we do have that big navy, I'm pretty much just gonna, you know, go through the years. I'll check back with you in case anything interesting happens. See ya then. As interesting things go, we have successfully expanded into this sort of unclaimed section of the galaxy, really. Like, look at this. This is just completely unclaimed. Well, we have successfully expanded, and we have 3 new systems within our grasp, and it's all connected to our empire, so that is very useful indeed. And hopefully eventually we can settle, I want to settle Obnal 3 over here. Yeah, it's a 20-size planet. It is an ocean world, but then we could get rid of the frontier outpost, and then we could make another one over here, you know, to go farther. So besides that, skipping more time. Okay, so the state of High Chassa wishes to declare war against the Fourth Reich. And unfortunately, they're not going to like this, but I'm going to say no because I'm personally not ready. Like, if we... Yeah, and plus, they're going to take a bunch of stuff. They're going to take, let's see, Hauptstadt. They're going to take Aurora. And they're going to take Meknasa. So there's nothing in that for me. Just a bunch of them for expansion. And I'm not about that, so I'm going to vote no. And I imagine if we go and look at the Fourth Reich, I'm still... No. Okay, so equivalent, but relative power superior. Okay, no, we don't question it. But the state of High Chassa, they're probably not going to like us immediately. But they're still going to be friendly, so it's kind of whatever. It was formed, wow, it was formed 13 years ago. That's a long time, I imagine. 13 armies, 7 planets. They have 7 planets. You guys don't need 3 more planets. Come on. Yeah, I vote no. Anyway, back to what I was doing.